Tonight, we tell the remarkable story of one man's quest to become the first ever paraplegic motorcyclist to take part in an able-bodied race.
Well, it doesn't always go as planned, does it? Well, I found a way of not doing it.
I'm Alistair McKee, and this is Inside Out West. After the summer's extraordinary Paralympic Games, it's hard to imagine there are still some sports out there that can't accommodate disabled people. Well, tonight we tell the story of a man, himself a Paralympian, and his struggle to take part in an able-bodied motorcycle race.
It's race weekend at Snetterton Circuit, and determined to join these riders out on the racetrack is a man who lost the use of his legs on a motorcycle. For the last 2 years, Inside Out West cameras have followed Talan Skeels-Piggins on his quest to become the first ever paraplegic motorcyclist to take part in an able-bodied race.
It's not just me that wants to race. There are lots of other wheelchair users who used to ride bikes or even used to race, and they also want to get back to riding and they want to get back to racing.
But even for a competent rider like Talan, just getting to the start line will be a long and painful road.
We do tend to find if people stay over to the extreme left, they tend to run wide on the exit.
At Castle Combe near Chippenham, bikers of all abilities are about to experience what it's like to ride a real-life racing circuit. Among them is Talan. For him, the typical challenges that come with high-speed riding are only half the story. A motorcycle accident in 2003 shattered his back and severed his spinal cord, leaving him paralysed from the chest down. Since then, Talan has enjoyed success in a number of sports. As a skier, he took part in the 2010 Winter Paralympics, but motorcycle racing will be his biggest challenge yet. Before riding again, a number of major obstacles have had to be overcome. Simple stuff like changing gear is usually done with a foot pedal.
I can't use the bike as an able-bodied person because I can't move my legs. So I've had to adapt it with what they call a gear shifter.
Now, a switch on the handlebars activates a piston which pushes the gear pedal. Unfortunately, it's a modification that isn't officially allowed in motorcycle racing. Once he's into his leathers, he's heaved onto the bike. His feet are tucked into stirrups and his knees attached to Velcro straps.
And now I'm pretty well merged, sort of balanced on the bike, and even though I've got no stomach muscles or anything, with the leathers and also the straps, I'm pretty secure on here now. I hope.
Out on the track at Castle Combe, Talan's lack of mobility disappears. But in order to be given a race licence, Talan has got to prove that he's both fast enough and safe enough to compete. Despite Talan's speed on the bike, one racing regulation he still struggles to meet is staying upright when the bike comes to a halt. So he's enlisted the help of an engineering student at Bath University to build some retractable stabilisers. Today he's testing them out for the first time.
I'm a little bit nervous. It's just the starting, I think. Well, obviously the starting and the stopping. I've been so used to having someone behind me and guiding me and being there in case I sort of fluff it up. If it all goes wrong this time, I'll just probably fall over onto my side. But at the moment, if I know I'm going to come to a stop, I just head onto the grass, because that's the sort of the softest landing I'm going to have. So it is a massive step forward for me.
With the stabilisers engaged, it's the moment of truth. The stand is removed. As soon as he releases the clutch, the bike moves off and the stabilisers lift. It's worked. Coming to a halt, the stabilisers again do just what they're supposed to.
You did it! That's quite scary. And you have to be sure that they've come up before you start leaning the bike over. Alright, better give it another go.
This time Talan lifts the stabilisers, but has failed to put the bike in gear. He's okay, but it's a startling reminder of just how vulnerable he is when things go wrong.
Well, it doesn't always go as planned, does it? Well, I found a way of not doing it. Didn't like that bit anyway.
A week later, a little bruised but full of confidence, Talan has come to Darley Moor racetrack in Derbyshire. Today he must convince the Auto Cycle Union, or ACU, to grant him a race licence ahead of his first competition in just 2 months' time.
If everything goes as planned, then it'll be September the 4th at Castle Combe will be the first race.
First, the various modifications to Talan's bike are checked by the ACU's technical director. And once he's happy, Talan is examined out on the track by an ACU riding coach.
It was better than I was expecting. Not that I don't really know what I was expecting from the rider to go out there, but certainly he picked the line up very, very quickly. I've seen riders at a club level that would be slower than that, and that's within 5 laps. So, I'm really impressed and really pleased with how he went there.
Oh, well done.
I believe in being totally transparent in all these things.
So, Talan has impressed the judges. It's all looking good for his first race.
I think you're going to be in business.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
well
awesome.
done. Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's fantastic. Following Steve was brilliant. Leading him was even better. And I've had a great time out on the track. Riding skill seems to be fine, so they give me the green light. Can't wait to go ahead.
Back at home, with his first race now just a week away, Talan has received the all-important letter from the ACU. But it's not the news he's expecting.
They have decided not to approve my application for a race licence. In competitions where the race is a mass start, so basically exactly what I want to do, which is to compete against other motorcyclists.
It seems that even though the ACU is happy with his general riding, some of its members regard Talan as simply too much of a risk.
I had my hand shaken and told that I was in business, and this is just basically, it's a massive setback.
Talan's impasse with the ACU rolls on for another 2 years, but he never stops campaigning, determined that his moment on the racetrack will come. Snetterton Circuit in Norfolk. With the backing of a major racing club, Talan has at last managed to convince the ACU to let him race.
It has been, a very emotional time for me to be so close and then to just have everything taken away, and then just to keep on having to fight the cause. And at times you think, this might be too much. It's just never going to happen, and you look to sort of give up. But I suppose I'm not one of those people that likes to take things lying down.
Down below is Talan, Skeels-Piggins, an old hand bit out. Remember, paralysed from his chest down.
As the bikes line up, Talan, at the ACU's insistence, is starting from the pit lane, effectively last place. Crossing the line, Talan becomes the first ever paraplegic person to take part in an able-bodied British motorcycle race. After 2 laps, Talan has already overtaken 2 other bikes, and it doesn't stop there. At the checkered flag, Talan finishes in a credible 21st out of 29 starters. In the pit lane, he's given a hero's welcome. He's changed his sport forever.
Mate, you did it. And you're 21st. Well done, man. Well done. Fantastic. Well done. You want to feel excellent?
Slightly emotional coming around, I must admit. That was a bit emotional.
How was that?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. Thank you very much.
Me and Dave.
Thank you. Cheers. Unbelievable to be involved like in a real race. It was just the most fantastic feeling to be out there, and I don't know, it really checked me up, and hopefully it will show that, you know, there's going to be so many opportunities for people to go out there and do whatever they want to do, and if you keep banging against them long enough, the obstacles will come down, and when they do, the hard work just makes it so worthwhile, and you know, very just an incredible experience, really.